Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of So That's Cool, the Super Art Fight podcast. I am your host, the Honorable Referee Brandon Chalmers, and with us today, a returning So That's Cool guest. You know him as Baron von Sexiful. The rest of us know him as the incredibly successful Michael Bracco.
Hello. How you doing today, Brandon?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing awesome. I had a snow day today, so
Lucky
I've
bastard.
been sitting on my butt drawing comics all day.
Good man, good man. All right, so we do have a topic to talk about today. It has the potential of being controversial, at least one part of it, at least if the internet has taught me anything. But before we tear into that and we go down the rabbit hole, let me do a quick bit of housekeeping. I think anyone who hears the podcast is used to this. Where they can see us, you can see us coming up the weekend of March 30th to April 1st at Awesome Con in Washington, D.C. We're going to be doing at least one show there. Most likely we're going to end up doing an Unleashed. I don't know if it's actually been announced yet, so if I'm breaking rules and breaking rank, and Marty, I'm sorry, for the podcast faithful, you guys get to hear it first. We are going to be at Awesome Con. By the way, I will address this quickly. We are not going to be at KatsuCon, unfortunately. We wish everyone who's going to be at KatsuCon the best. Hope they have an awesome time, and be sure to let KatsuCon know that you miss us and that you want to see us there next year.
Yeah, because we're going to miss KatsuCon.
Yeah, we are. But I don't want to be sad. It's all about moving forward, because we have something kind of cool that we want to touch on, because, Mikey, you went through it at MagFest for a small group of people who happened to be there. And when I say small, it really wasn't that small. You had a decent audience there, didn't you?
We had upwards of so first of all, we should say at our regular show, we had some spectacular attendance. We had
Holy crap,
about 1,000 people come to see Super Art Fight. And then we had another panel, which was not an Unleashed, which is usually the other one that gets big attendance. But I think for a non-Unleashed, non-regular show, we had the largest attendance of any panel we've ever done, with about, I think at the top of it was like 220. So,
whoa.
Yeah, it was a jammed room. It was great.
Okay, so there's a good chance then that if you're listening to the podcast, you were there if you were at MagFest. You had a chance to see what we're about to talk about real quick. But it is, Mikey,
it is Super Art Fight, the home game, which we are calling Cute Animals on Fire, the Super Art Fight party game of drawing destruction.
In case you like the short name, fuck you. We're just going to get that out of the way now.
It's called Cute Animals on Fire.
That's
big
true.
At the top, and then at the bottom, a Super Art Fight party game of drawing destruction.
Right. Because people, may or may not know who Super Art Fight is, but at the very least, I know that the second we explain the game or what Super Art Fight is to most people, the response is usually the same. That's fucking rad. How do I get involved?
Yeah.
So this is your chance to be able to take it home, play it, and enjoy it. So, Mikey, can you give everybody the quick elevator pitch of the game?
Yes. So, essentially, it's a deck of cards that is a curated version of our Wheel of Death topics. And you play with a group of, I guess, 4 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work very well.
That sounds good. We should put that in the copy, by the way.
We totally should put that in the copy. Plays well for 4 to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a very simple and familiar premise, but it's with our brand of artistic problem solving. One person is the ref, which I can't wait to draw that card because it's going to have your big dumb face on it, Brandon Chalmers.
Accurate description of my face ever.
But one person is the ref. They flip a card. It gives a topic like Cute Animals on Fire, and everybody draws over the course of 2 minutes a little drawing. It doesn't have to be good to that topic. And then at the end of 2 minutes, everybody takes turns presenting their drawing and maybe explaining it if they suck at drawing.
Right.
And the ref chooses a winner.
Right. And the idea is nobody gets to make the excuse, I don't know how to draw. Good. That's actually what makes it even funnier. We did a play test, and we had Super Art Fight host with the most, Marty Day, playing. And
no, Ross Nover.
Well, no, I'm talking about one of our first games.
I thought you meant at a 9 o'clock
back.
No, Marty doesn't stay up that late.
Yeah, when we first came up with this idea, we sat down and had, let's see, Red Aaron, our former Art Fight champion, and former Art Fight tag champion. You, former Art Fight champion, former Art Fight tag champion. Jamie Noguchi, former Art Fight champion, former Art Fight tag champion. Shoujo Ogogo, and myself, and Marty Day. I am not an artist by any means. Marty is definitely not an artist by any means. And Marty Day won quite a few of those rounds. So make no mistake, kids, even going up against seasoned art fighters, you can throw down and win this game. And if that's not proof positive that you don't have to draw, I don't know what is.
Well, and one of the fun things was when we did our panel, we did a panel where we played in front of an audience and invited them up to play with us. But the main concern is always, but I can't draw. I can't play this. So I actually played with my 5.5-year-old daughter, Amelia, and her best friend, Giancarlo, a week beforehand. And I presented their drawings to everything that we did. And they were funny as hell. And, you know, and I even they described what they did to me, and I used that and described it to the audience. So, I mean, if a 5-year-old can draw it, so can you.
Yeah.
And, you know, the proof was in the pudding that night, and everybody was really excited. I couldn't believe how many people were shooting their hands up, really wanting to play and be a part of the whole thing.
That's awesome. So, so our long explanation gets to the real important thing here. We're going to throw this up on Kickstarter. We're pushing for, Mikey, a March date.
Yeah, we're going to do this during the month of March, and we're going to end it the Monday after AwesomeCon. So,
okay. That makes sense. So all of the month of March is basically going to be rocking and rolling, all things art fight. So if you want to get involved, it is going to be super rad. You should definitely get involved. But, we'll superartfight.com for all the everything. And, we're going to throw it up on social media and everything. So, our early adopters, our super fans are going to have a chance to snatch up all the cool stuff. And we'll get into all the details of the tiers and all that other fun stuff later on. But wanted to give an opportunity, especially with the man who is the driving force behind the home game, R1 Michael Bracco, because I don't know if he'll ever take credit for it after this point, but I'm going to give it to him now. This is all his baby, and he's been putting blood, sweat, and tears into this.
Thank you.
So credit where credit's due, sir. All right, so let's get into what we're really here for. I put together a game. I still haven't finished filling out my card. Maybe I'll do it as I continue to go, but I don't want to take away from where we are right now. So, Michael Bracco, can you please tell the audience what is the topic that you chose? Because normally the way we do this, I don't know anything about the topic, and someone explains stuff to me. We're going to do things a little differently today, where I feel like I know a fair bit about the topic, but I feel like I'm about to get taken to school. Like you were about to hit me like the James Lipton of this topic.
No, you know what I think it's going to be? And I think why it's still a valid thing for this podcast is I'm about to drop what the topic is. And it's something that I've loved ever since middle of high school and obsessed about through college and an unhealthy amount of my life. And it's something that you love too. But yes. I'm willing to bet that our takes on it are going to be a little bit divergent from each other. And it's going to be interesting.
Okay.
So yeah.
What do we got?
So it's an actor who I for the longest time, I still do about this time in his career, think is just like the bee's knees. I am a unabashed, humongous fan of Bruce Willis.
Right on. Okay. Yeah. Right on. All right. So
to the point where I have his face on a refrigerator magnet. And it's enough of a thing where, you know how if you find out somebody's into Star Wars, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So ever since the new movies have come out, everybody gives me Star Wars based gifts around Christmas and my birthday.
Right on.
For over a decade of my life, I got Bruce Willis paraphernalia.
I think it's time to start bringing that back, because if you haven't picked up Bruno on vinyl, I think I need to.
I have it.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not a very collector personality. I never have been. But most of my collections are people find out I'm into something and they just buy it. I have like signed photographs of him from my favorite movies. I've got like Japanese import versions of my favorite movies that people are like, oh, I thought you'd think this was cool.
Yeah.
It's legit because yeah, I love the shit out of pretty much everything he's done up until about like 2003. And then,
okay, wow, all right. So you're just gonna cut right down on some of the stuff that I
some of it
enjoy. Okay, right on.
But there's some great stuff after that. But yeah. It's not like 1980 to 2002 is like almost nothing bad.
Okay, right on. I think I may have some argument here, but let's get, by the way, the elephant in the room out of the way. So what I did, by the way, we were talking about this beforehand, because I asked Mikey what he wanted to do. He said Bruce Willis things. We made a joke about a bingo card. Marty Day mentioned that there happened to be the same amount of letters in bingo as there are in Bruce. So I made myself a bingo card of Bruce, and in the center, in the free space, we put the movie
Die Hard. Yeah, right. It's moot. It doesn't count.
Right.
It's amazing.
So let's get the real quick thing out of the way, because you said you wanted to figure out where my feeling was on Die Hard. Are we looking on a?
I want to know, as a franchise, what are your thoughts? Go in depth. What are your thoughts on Die Hard? Because I have very specific feelings about it.
Me too. So. The way it works for me is the first one, Christmas tradition for me. And
me too. We can argue, every year.
We can argue that or whatever it is, but more importantly for me, it's tradition. Christmas Eve, my wife and I sit down, we watch it. Have every year since we've been together. So that's the thing that we do. I watch it other parts of the year. I enjoy it no matter what. I'm not going to get in the fucking argument about it being a Christmas movie. All right, so we know that's good.
Can we just argue about how much we agree about the fact that it's a Christmas movie?
Yes, but that I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. We've so many movies to hit. Okay, I'm going to go chronologically here. Die Hard 2, I think, is a kind of shit movie all in all in the Die Hard franchise-ish. Now, I won't say it's the worst one. I think the most recent one, Good Day to Die Hard or whatever, the one where his son comes back for some fucking reason.
I'm gonna avoid giving any input, and then I'll give you my take. So I'm just kind of listening and say okay.
So I only watched that the fifth one once on Valentine's Day as a gift from my wife. We saw it in the theaters. I thought it was trash. Haven't bothered to watch it since. Maybe I need to rewatch it and give it another spin. Die Hard 2 wasn't impressed with. Die Hard with a Vengeance might be in my top 3 Willis movies, period.
But it's still off the table because it's a Die Hard movie.
Okay, so we're taking all the Die Hard franchise. Okay, so that movie is my absolute favorite. There was an entire summer where my best friend at the time and I were in, I think I was going from freshman to sophomore year in high school. I hadn't picked up a job yet. He wasn't working. We hung out every day and watched Die Hard with a Vengeance at least once every day. For an entire summer. I watched that at least 90 times, at least. And it's awesome. The revamp, really good.
Okay.
I was really happy to see it, and I think what's his name? Justin Long, I thought was a nice addition to Willis. He needs somebody fun to play off of. And then the one where he's in Russia with his son can fucking fall off.
Okay. So I don't think that you and I are that far off, surprisingly.
Okay.
I think 1 and 3 are both amazing movies. Die Hard 1 is rewatchable to no end. I love it. Die Hard 3, also same thing. But with a totally different structure. I find Die Hard 2 and 4 I like equally to each other.
Okay.
I think they're both like, a lot of people shit on Die Hard 2, but I kind of feel like it is an awesome non-Die Hard movie. Like, if you compare that to other action movies, it's still badass. And it has, I don't know if you know this about it, but it also has Bruce Willis in it. So it's amazing.
I think Die Hard 2 for me, the issue was the villain. I just never really bought that dude.
You don't like blonde buns doing karate?
No, I wasn't really into it, because I think if they were going to do that, they needed either Dolph Lundgren and to get the guy that they should have actually had, or went full JCVD and had him do the splits. from like Time Cop in there and really just made it inaudible and fun.
I mean,
think
I can't
that dude's
disagree
just
with
a little,
any of that.
yeah, like I don't dislike the premise of that movie other than wait, what airport were they at? Dulles or
Dulles.
National?
Dulles.
Okay, there's National like there. So how do we direct all of the planes to National? You can actually like stand on the tarmac at Dulles and throw a rock and hit National.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So assuming that,
but if you don't live here, you don't know that,
right? In assuming in the Hardiverse that Dulles was on an island and the rest of DC had fallen into the sea, then yes, that movie's amazing.
Yes. No, I mean, plot holes aside, because if you want to talk plot holes, Die Hard 3 is maybe the most egregious of them.
Yeah, but I appreciate that they are at least fun about them.
Yes. Oh, totally. But yeah, so I think, and that fifth one is atrocious. I was so sad about it because, and that made me like rethink about the second one. Anyway, here's another question before we dive into the topics, but why? Like, I'm going to tell you why I love Bruce Willis. I think that's important.
Yeah.
One thing you need to know about me is, by and large, I am not a big action movie person. It's not my favorite type of movie by any stretch of the imagination. And most of my exceptions are Bruce Willis movies, with a couple of Arnold movies thrown in there, because they're a lot of fun. But the reason I like Bruce Willis is he's also done some things that have like made me laugh my ass off, and some things that have really made me think. And one of the movies that I've cried at more than any other movie I've ever seen. So for me, as a young guy, he was the most like diversified kind of actor that was also like from my home state of New Jersey.
I love that that's a factor.
It's not, but I knew I had to say it.
Right on. Okay, I was about to say, because that would be the first time I've ever heard you be a townie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not much of a, I'm more of a Baltimore townie than a Jersey
right.
Townie. Yeah. So I know that most people who love Bruce Willis, it's because he's like this like man's man. I really like him because of all the different types of shit he's done over the years, and I think he like a lot of it is awesome. I was truly disappointed when I learned more about his like personal life and his political affiliations.
Yeah, let's not.
I don't even want to go into that.
Yeah, no.
But I want to like clear that out and be like, that was a thing that was a real big disappointment for me, and maybe part of the reason that I was kind of like, okay, I guess not as much anymore. So what I want to do today is I want to go through and get yours also, our favorite, like these are the best ones that he's done. I want to go through the ones that are like, I love these. I don't think everybody should love these. And the very rare actual shitty Bruce Willis movie.
Okay. All right. So do me a favor. Give me your three, like, top of the tier.
Okay. So that's hard. I was actually going to go back and forth with you. So let me give you one, and then you give me one.
All right.
So I'm going to start with I've got two biggies. But I think one of the most, like I saw it when I was a senior in high school. Oh, man, both of these are that. I'm going to have to go Pulp Fiction for my first one.
Okay.
It was my real introduction. I'd seen Reservoir Dogs, but I was too young to get it. So this was like the first movie that was like an artsy type of movie that I watched over and over and over and over again. And him in it just like did something to me that was crazy. I love that movie. I think it's amazing.
Right on. Okay. I think probably first one for me, and I assume it's probably going to be on your list.
Okay.
It's going to be Fifth Element.
It's not on my list.
Really?
No, I love that movie, but you know, so this is an important thing. If you go in the date range of what I love about Bruce Willis, there's not too many that I don't like. I love that movie, but it ain't on a list for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great movie, though.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. Fair enough. What's your next one?
12 Monkeys.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, I'm a big sci-fi nerd. That one has like, it's been a long time since I've seen that one, but that one is all dark and freaky and psychological. Deals with time travel.
Yeah. When was the last time you watched that movie?
2 years ago.
Okay, never mind. I was
love
gonna say
that movie.
because that movie to me always felt like it was eating its own tail.
It is, but it deals with one concept in particular that I love, and it's the one of my things I don't like. I love time travel movies, but one of the things I don't like is that they never battle with the difference between the two types of time travel concepts, which is the difference between cyclical and linear. And linear states that, it's like Back to the Future. Like if you go back in time and do something, it can affect the future. And cyclical is that a timeline is how human beings understand time. But really, time is just a dimension. It all happens at the same time. And you can't do anything to change it. Whatever's happened has already happened. It's going to happen. And 12 Monkeys uses that to look at a lot of different like social factors by looking at what is the difference between linear and cyclical time travel. And I find that fascinating. And when I look to that part of it, it never gets old.
Okay. All right, shit. I mean, like, because I've got a couple. Man, that one's so fucking good. Yeah, I got to go with that. All right. God, I'm torn between 3, and I know we'll get to the other ones, but I think I got to go with Last Man Standing.
Oh wow, okay. So I haven't seen that since college.
Oh man, okay,
that is on a very different list for me here.
Right. Okay, so the whole idea, Bruce Willis is basically like a gunslinger. What is this, like Prohibition era? So there's cars, but it kind of felt like it almost felt like a Western.
Yeah, it's like a Prohibition Western.
Right. So like he gets stranded in this town, and it's basically like, we don't like your kind around here. And I don't know what exactly that meant. But for some reason, nobody fucking liked Bruce Willis. I don't know if it just like it was a hat or whatever it was. But that dude was a complete badass in that movie.
He is.
For no reason.
It is. I feel really guilty. That is on my I don't like it list.
Really? Yeah. Okay. And this is the thing. Please understand. I enjoy shit action movies. So, like, there are the one I was fighting in between that one and the other one was Striking Distance.
Oh,
because Bruce Willis being a boat cop, right? But like Bruce Willis randomly being a boat cop, which not since The Wire and McNulty getting his second season arc has a boat cop
Yeah, and that whole shoe shopping montage with Carrie was just amazing.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, Sarah Jessica Parker is the other lead in that movie.
Yeah, playing there was like a series of movies that they were like, okay, so there needs to be a grizzled tough guy, and then the girl next door sweetheart that happens to steal his heart. Like, because there was Striking Distance, there was a way too good Demolition Man that had
wonderfully bad. I love that movie.
Right. And not a Willis movie, but like similar thing. And I feel like if we look through like early 90s from like 91 to like 97, I guarantee you there's a half dozen movies that are like, okay, so let's take an A-list actor who's kind of grizzled and seems a little grumpy and add a girl next door type.
Yeah.
You're writing something down. What are you writing down?
I'm writing down another surprise question for the end.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. You totally like really like dug something up in me that I was trying to think about today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then, so I have to throw one more on my like list, and I know it'll probably be on the negative, but I got to get it out there, and then
It's my turn. It's my turn.
Oh, okay. I thought we went through 3 already.
No, I only did Pulp Fiction and 12 Monkeys.
My apologies.
That's
Go ahead.
So I'm having a big problem choosing between these two. So I might have to come back and take one, but
that's fine.
You know what? I'm gonna save one of them because it goes along with my questions later. Have you ever seen the movie 16 Blocks?
Probably, but I don't remember it. Let me see if I can find the. What year are we talking?
I was maybe 2007, 2008.
Okay, let me bring up the movie poster and see if it jogs my memory. Keep going.
So
I'll find it.
16 Blocks, 2006.
Okay.
16 Blocks is
Oh shit! This is the one with him and Mos Def.
uh-huh.
Yes, I have totally seen this.
So this hits every note. It's like he's a badass. He's a super sensitive, like sad sack of a guy. It is such a potent story. It's so well acted. This is one of my favorite movies that I went in just because he was in it and walked out blown away. I've watched it several times since, and every time I watch it, I'm completely affected by it. So the premise is he's an old alcoholic cop that is a big joke. And one day he gets a call to
hang on. We got to do this. So I'm going to put a tally here.
Okay.
And it's just going to be a count here. So cop, old, grizzled,
alcoholic,
booze, and what is the other one? Military.
Oh, yeah, which is probably the one that I won't bring up at all.
Okay,
I never like him in military movies.
So let's go with the four things. So let's see. Let me get a count here. So that was 5 diehards, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for cop.
Okay.
Old for 2 of those. Grizzled for all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He was old post Moonlighting. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like as far as the actual thing goes. I don't think he was boozy in any of the diehards.
That's not true.
Yeah, but
he's
not
over in Die Hard 3 because
that's okay. Fair enough. So that's at least 1 boozy on that one. Okay, so and then what did we cover? We covered Fifth Element. He was not a cop. He was grizzled though. He wasn't old, and he definitely had a booze problem.
Right.
Let's see. What were the other ones we did? Let's see.
We did
Last Man Standing.
Last Man Standing. Grizzled.
Okay, was booze, grizzled. Okay, not a cop. What was
Pulp Fiction? He's boozy and grizzled.
Boozy and grizzled. Okay. And then let's see, what else did we talk about?
And samurai swords.
Right. All right. So and then I think we're good on that. All right. So keep going.
So 16 Blocks. He's a corrupt cop. He's about to retire. He doesn't give a shit about anything.
Grizzled.
Basically is asked to do like a rookie job and pick up a guy in jail to bring him to the courthouse to testify. And it turns out that there's this whole link between him and a bunch of other crooked cops. And it's all about him like finding himself and figuring out how to kind of become the good person that he's never been throughout his career. And the whole movie takes place in the 16 blocks between picking this guy up and getting him to the courthouse.
Right.
And it's intense and heartwarming and crazy. It's just so good. And Mos Def is amazing. They play off each other. And I think that's another one of my favorite things about Bruce Willis is if you pair him with another good actor or actress, like there's nobody else to like, there's very few actors that are as good to see like with another actor as Bruce Willis.
Yeah. I think that's actually his secret is he plays off other people so well.
Absolutely. And different types of people too.
Right. Yeah. Like, but I think I can't think of a movie where he's been basically by himself because he feels like for as much as he seems to hold the similar like 4 things in quite a few of these movies, Willis feels like actor tofu where like he takes whatever is around him. So if he gets grizzled and angry and whatever it is, he plays.
I'm going to stop you right there. He's more like actor chicken. It goes well with anything else, but never tastes bad on its own.
Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. All right. So we've covered the good ones.
Okay.
So I think there's one I do want to throw in there real quick if I can.
You get a third, yeah.
Hudson Hawk.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that is capable on being on a legitimately good list.
Can I ask why?
Because it's not a good movie objectively, but it's an awesome movie.
Okay, all right, fair enough, I guess. Like,
I mean, you can't put that on the same level as like Pulp Fiction. You just can't.
No, because it's 2 different movies. I'm comparing a comedy and a Tarantino movie, which deserves its own genre.
Right, like, but he has enough of those types of movies and enough of the. If you really are honest about it, it's kind of shitty, but it's friggin' great anyway.
Yeah,
and that's Hudson Hawk.
I think that's the thing that bothers me sometimes about like the movie reviews and whatever it is. It's like the movie's about Bruce Willis being a cat burglar, and it's clearly a comedy. I'm not sure where you think it fell short here.
Well, I actually do have some knowledge about this movie that backs up my opinion on it.
Oh, okay.
So, when he was making that movie,
if you're about to besmirch Danny Aiello, we're done. Like, I'm just gonna say,
oh no,
good. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. So long as we are not
besmirch Bruce Willis.
Okay, that's fine. So long as we're leaving the late great Danny Aiello alone, we are fine.
I'm really sad right now because I didn't know he was dead.
I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let me make sure before I speak out of turn because somebody's yelling at the radio right now.
He's in actually my favorite movie of all time, which is not a Bruce Willis movie, and I'm gonna cry if I find out he's dead.
Okay, keep talking. I'm working on
it. Danny Aiello, there he is. Okay, he is 84 years old. He is not dead, sir.
Good. My apologies. Oh. Sorry, I killed you, Danny. I don't know who I was thinking of.
You killed Danny Aiello.
I did kill Danny Aiello.
Next time, Brandon, I want you to do the right thing. So
nicely done.
Thank you. So he made Hudson Hawk shortly after Die Hard when he was on this like hot streak, right?
Right.
And everybody was like going crazy about Die Hard, and Die Hard 2 was in production. And he was talking about, and I might have a couple of those details off, and I apologize if I do, but he was talking about Hudson Hawk, and he's like, oh, man, this is going to be such a great movie. And then it came out, and it got like real mixed reviews, right? And they were asking him, like, before it came out, why was it going to be a good movie? And the way they asked him was they said, well, why do you think this is going to be good? He's like, oh, it's the same reason people like Die Hard. So that in and of itself is him thinking people are going to like Hudson Hawk for the same reason that people like Die Hard. That's part one. He says, the only reason people like John McClane so much is because they like a guy from Jersey cracking wise. And so I just made a movie about that. And so he really thought he was making the next Die Hard. And he had a lot of creative input on that movie. So the intent of that movie was to create Die Hard 2 by Bruce Willis. And what came out was Hudson Hawk. So if all that silly nonsense was on purpose, like an Evil Dead 2, I would be 100% on board. It's an awesome movie. But it was totally this happy accident of awful that is accidentally awesome. That makes that movie good because he really thought he was making the next big action movie.
And maybe that's possible. I don't know. Like, I just, I think once you hear about his decision making when it comes to politics, you should throw his ability to make a decision out the window.
I agree, but he was the decision maker on that movie.
That's true.
That said, I would put that as the first one on my guilty, but not really all that guilty. Love it movies. I love that movie. I think it's awesome. It's awful, but it's awesome.
He wrote that movie with Robert Kraft.
Yes, but yeah.
Just the fact that like nominated for Academy Awards and Golden Globes and everything else like that and won a ton of other film awards and co-wrote Hudson Hawk with Bruce Willis.
That just lets you know how much input Bruce Willis had on that movie.
That just tells me Bruce is actually a funny guy.
Sort of, yes.
He's definitely dad funny.
Yes, totally. But before we get into the not too guilty movies, I feel like those are going to be the most fun. We should do the boo ones first.
Okay, so where are you on the boo ones?
All right, so I think we both agree the fifth Die Hard movie is horrible.
Yeah.
It's no fun. How did they make a Die Hard movie that's not fun?
They added way too many people to try and continue the story and forgot that the whole point of why we really did like Die. Like, here's the thing. Bruce wasn't necessarily wrong. We like the whole premise of Die Hard that makes Die Hard great is John McClane's a lovable guy who gets put into these impossible situations. Yeah. We like to see him get past this because it's basically like, well, there's terrorists taking over Nakatomi. How is one guy supposed to... Hey, look at that at the end. Like, I think we love that about him. And when he continued to defy the odds, we just suddenly started almost to a pro wrestling level, just kind of went, no, I'm in for it. Let's go with it. And we got to the fifth one, and everybody was like, this is getting a little old. And then he was like, So here's my son, and we're in Russia, and I'm like, the fuck? When did that happen?
All I know is that it's at least a step in the right direction towards Die Hard in space.
Oh, you mean Armageddon?
That's on my boo list.
Oh, that's on my fucking win list. I love that movie.
Oh no.
God,
you know what? Only movies should have like a legal limit on how many times they can have a countdown that ends to 1. That movie has 4.
Yeah,
4 things that are going to explode with big, tense Michael Bay, Jerry Bruckheimer music that stops right at 1. And like at no point did somebody was like, this is getting a little repetitive because maybe we should come up with something else.
Yeah, but Michael Bay's got a Michael Bay.
But we didn't know that then.
Right.
Before that, all we had was The Rock.
Yeah. No, we had a Bad Boys movie.
Okay, you're right. You're right. We had Bad Boys and The Rock.
Yeah.
Those are both great, fun movies.
Yeah. I like, here's the thing. I other than Transformers, I'm a Michael Bay apologist. Like, I fucking love Bad Boys too.
Have you seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies?
No.
Okay. So when we get onto our next episode where I geek out about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you're going to hear me angrily rant about that
Well, duh. I paid for the ticket. I expect the show. Okay. So yeah. where else are you looking at? Like, where are you?
I'm gonna blow through them. I have A Good Day to Die Hard. I have Armageddon. And I have Last Man Standing.
Really? Okay. Wow. Yeah. All right.
Well, mostly because I find Last Man Standing boring because there's no fun Bruce in that movie.
No.
And there's a movie that needs a fun Bruce.
That is very true. And I think the problem with that movie is it gets compared to movies like Tombstone and Unforgiven and stuff like that are just genuinely much better movies.
Yes.
And I think you start to expect Bruce to be fun. And when he's not fun, it's hard to grasp him. Like, I actually enjoy The Jackal, but...
Oh, yeah. Oh, Bruce Willis as an actual bad guy? Who's like mowing people down? Who's the like, weird, like, funny guy actor that he just... Isn't it Jack Black or something?
I think it might be. I'll have to find
where's the
Jackal on this list here. The one I want to throw down on is Look Who's Talking To.
That's fair. That's very, very, very fair.
I'll let the first one go as a fun kind of thing.
It was totally Jack Black. Wait a minute. This is why The Jackal is an amazing movie, because Jack Black finally got what was coming to him and got mowed down in a movie. I don't wish any harm on the dude in general, but in a movie when he's being annoying, mow him the fuck down.
Jesus Christ, the fucking list of actors. Bruce Willis, Richard Gere, Sidney fucking Poitier, and J.K. Simmons in that shit.
Oh, yeah. That's a great
that
movie.
Movie's way better than anyone else gives it credit for.
Yes.
0.4 on IMDb. You can go fuck yourself, IMDb. It's because he went blonde, isn't it? Is that the problem?
It might be. He didn't really go blonde. They just put a blonde, like, hair hat on him.
Okay, so is that it for your negative ones?
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that he's done that I was like, that wasn't my thing, but it was really good. Like the movie he met Demi Moore on, Mortal Thoughts.
Okay.
Do you know about that one?
No, not off the top of my head.
It's all about Demi Moore being interrogated by the police about a sexual assault and a murder.
Okay.
And Bruce Willis is the bad guy in it, and it's all about telling the story in like a weird order through the interrogation.
Okay,
so
that
it's just
sense.
No fun. It's just like it's just no fun of a movie. So
yeah. I don't know. Like I'm looking at this list here, and like I think if there was one that like I'm really not interested in, it's some of the sequel things that he did. The whole 10 yards. I thought sucked. I enjoyed the whole 9 yards. Thank you.
That one.
Yeah, like I don't know. Some of them I'm just not the big fan of. I think the only one that I'd like to argue about in your timeline of you don't like Bruce Willis is Lucky Number 11.
Oh, I like that movie.
Okay. You got a lot more on your post 2002. I think you need to creep that number up a little bit.
No, it's not that I don't like things past that. It's that there's also a bunch that I don't care enough to watch.
Okay.
Like all the he got typecast into a bunch of military things.
Yeah.
And I just don't care.
Okay, right on. I mean, I enjoyed The Siege too, so I'm probably the wrong audience for you on
No,
that one.
I liked The Siege, but that's definitely not one that I'm like, ooh, there's a Bruce. That's a movie I want to go back and see again.
No, that's fair.
But
All
here's, I
right,
think,
so
the fun part is all the crazy, guilty, but not really guilty, or kind of awesome, and I wish it was on my just I love this movie anyway thing. So, do you want to start or should I?
no, go for it.
All right, I'm going to start strong then. I'm going to start with Death Becomes Her,
Okay.
which I thought was a dumbass movie when I was a kid and when I was in high school. And then I watched it again in my early 30s for the first time in 10 years and just realized I was too young when I watched that. Not only is that movie great, but he plays off cast, especially for the time, so well. Like, he plays this nerdy, weirdo, funny, nervous, neurotic sad sack, which, I mean, at the time, this is mid to late 90s, was not very him, and he plays it so well. And
Right.
and then if you've never seen the movie, he is the husband of either Goldie Hawn or Meryl Streep, and the ex-lover of the other, and they're both famous, and they die and come back to life, and it's all about them arguing over him and their lives, and it's hysterical and it's ridiculous. It's almost like Evil Dead 2 levels of gore, but in a very Hollywood accessible way. And it's awesome, and he's amazing in it.
Right on. Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. I don't care for it as much as some people do. But I think my issue is I don't enjoy Goldie Hawn.
Well, you know what? It does make it better that you get to watch her like getting beat up by Meryl Streep.
No, I do get that. I think it's just like I think that movie would have been more enjoyable for me if they would have cast someone else in her, because I think that was like post her like 80s popular, because I remember there was like that awful movie where she was with the football team and a bunch of other I never jumped on the Goldie Hawn train. I sorry kids, it just ain't my gag.
That's okay. If we are at all older than anybody that's listening to this, none of them are on the Goldie Hawn train either.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Bring it.
Okay, so wait, so we're talking about guilty pleasure movies?
Just the ones that we love that we know not everybody's gonna love.
I covered Whole Nine Yards. Trying to think of what was the
other one. That's a fun movie.
Red.
Oh yeah, I would put that in. That's a legitimately just solid movie.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not like one of my favorites, but I think that's just a good movie.
By the way, I got Bruce bingo like 4 rounds ago, but I just marked it across the top.
What are they?
I filled in part of the card, but the top of mine, I just literally went like chronologically starting from most recent back and just started filling in. And Red, Slevin, 9 Yards, Element, and Armageddon puts me across the board. Though I don't think technically I'm allowed to count Armageddon for you, but
no, you're not.
I had also put the other Die Hard movies on here because I thought we were only taking out the first Die Hard.
Oh yeah, you gotta. So, but you can start filling in other ones as I say them, because I've got some real weird ones here.
Okay, yeah. I will also add maybe The Last Boy Scout.
Oh, so okay, I've got that on here too. That is hands down my favorite. I want to use this word carefully because I don't mean it in its direct sense. It's my favorite dumb action movie of all time.
Okay.
Meaning there's nothing special about it. It was definitely made on it was a money-making movie. It was like, oh, he's hot and he's funny. Let's put them together and see what happens.
Right.
Like, of those types of movies, it's my favorite ever.
Okay.
I love that movie.
I think I compare that less to a dumb action movie and more to a buddy cop film.
Yes. But it was just like a cash grab of a movie as far as it's not like one that it's not like an auteur movie or something that's actually like going to be celebrated like Die Hard and go down in the annals as like, no, you don't like action movies, you'll like this.
I think my delineation is like when I think of like some of the pinnacle of like dumb action movies, I think like Cobra, where the movie serves zero purpose and there's no other real cast to speak of that's any good working with the main character. It's just violence and fun. Whereas I would compare something to, let's say, in the same genre, a Tango and Cash as a buddy cop film.
Yes, I think Last Boy Scout is 10 times the movie that Tango and Cash is.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong at all.
But Tango and Cash is like, hey, these two guys are popular. Let's go violent with them.
But
that's it. That's it.
That's another 90s trope, though.
Yes.
That's Lethal Weapon. That's but like, hey, let's put this guy and this. It's basically The Odd Couple with guns. Yeah. Like, that's essentially what they did in the 90s.
But there's nothing transcendent about The Last Boy Scout or anything. It's just awesome. And part of that is the director. That was Tony Scott.
Okay.
Who did Enemy of the State and True Romance. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna list a couple of these. Have you ever seen the movie North?
Let me see. Looking at the.
It's an Elijah Wood movie. It's about a kid who finds out he's adopted and he travels the world. It's kind of a fantasy movie about him traveling the world trying to find his real parents. And
okay.
Bruce Willis plays his conscience, and he's like a grizzled old dude dressed up in the Pink Nightmare costume from A Christmas Story. So he's the pink Easter bunny throughout the whole thing. And he sits there, he's like, listen, kid, as he's chomping on a carrot, let me tell you something about life. Like, it's his performance in it is awesome. And it's just a weird, cool movie. I had to, I mentioned before, there's a story that made me cry more than like any other movie ever. Do you ever see, there's a movie called The Story of Us, and it's all about divorce.
Okay.
And it's him and Michelle Pfeiffer going through a divorce. And it's just like really well acted, really well done. And I get misty thinking about that damn movie. And of course, now not to kind of put down the real star of this movie, which would be Scott Bakula, but I love me some Color of Night.
What fucking year is that? Oh, hang on.
Have you not seen this?
94. Hang on. Let me see.
I feel bad leaving this to the end.
No, I have. At the very least, I've never seen the poster for this. I don't think I've ever seen it, which is weird because I'm a Bakula fan. Like,
so you got to see this movie. It's horrible, but it's awesome. It is. They basically toned it down to keep it from being NC-17.
Jesus.
It is a psychological and sexual thriller. It is the dumbest thing you will ever see in your life, but it's amazing. Basically, Bruce Willis goes out to visit his friend Scott Bakula, who's a therapist dealing with people with like severe trauma and PTSD.
Right.
And Scott Bakula is killed, so Bruce Willis is like, hey, whatever. I'll therapeutize your people.
Right,
and steps in and finds out that there's a person going through sleeping with and killing all of these people. And it's all about him figuring out who that person is.
Wait, hang on. So
it's bananas. It's amazing.
Here's the thing that I don't understand about this, because I'm reading the description on IMDb, and I'm confused by the first. Okay, so his character is named Bill Kappa. A colorblind psychiatrist, Bill Kappa. Stop right there.
Stop right there.
Why does that fucking matter that he's colorblind?
Because I forgot about that. That's
Wait,
awesome.
hang on. Is it that like he can't identify the killer because they were wearing a red jacket, not a blue jacket?
It's so much better than that. I forgot about that. So he is technically a therapist, but he gave up the profession because one of his patients killed himself by jumping out of his like 25-story office building and slammed against the pavement.
Right on.
As he's looking over at this thing that he feels like he caused, all the red fades from his vision, so he can't detect blood anymore. So he's colorblind, like he can't see red.
Big deal. Like I've watched, like, has no one seen a fucking Tarantino movie? When things are spurting out of your neck, I don't need to know whether or not is that grape jelly.
So,
Jesus Christ.
There's this great scene, and by great I mean not great, but awesome, where he's coming in on a murder scene, and it's the guy who is like the artist, the tortured artist, has been killed, and he sees the body and he falls backwards onto the floor, and he realizes that he's knocked over a bucket of paint, and he's like wallowing in the paint.
Can't tell if it's paint or blood.
And he realizes that it's not paint, it's his blood that's been drained through his body. It is amazing.
Oh shit. Could be paint, could be blood, or could be just kind of Kool-Aid left out. You never know.
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god, that's the dumbest. Okay.
Who the killer is the best part. On top of it, it is the most like shameless, like trying to be late night Skinamax type softcore porn ever. And it's like, really kind of gross, but it's a movie to watch with a bunch of people and laugh at and talk about.
I was gonna say, it looks like the only thing that I'm seeing here Shirley Knight, who's recognizable. Let's see, Eric LaSalle plays a dude named Anderson. Man, the cast for this is kind of shit.
Yep.
Who the fuck is Jane Marsh? Let's see,
Jane
where
Marsh
else was Jane in? She was in Clash of the Titans. Known for The Lover. Let's see, yada 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 yada. Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Lance Henriksen's in it.
Okay.
Which is another reason why I want. Oh, Kevin J. O'Connor. I don't know if you know who that is, but he plays the painter. Yeah, it's not a good movie, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you go into it with the right attitude.
Okay, right on.
All right, so I feel like we've gone through it. We've really dug in, and most of the people listening have checked out a long time ago.
Yep.
That's okay. Hopefully they stayed on long enough to realize they need a Color of Night party. So when I was in college, and they were first, so I was in college from 97 to 2002.
Okay.
And when I was first in college, they were just starting to talk about superhero movies. Because up to that point, all we had was Keaton Batman,
right,
and the Joel Schumacher Batmans, and the Christopher Reeve Superman,
and also the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. Let's not.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like accessible, like everybody knows about it. Movies.
I'm kidding.
I know you're kidding, but as somebody who saw the Captain America movie from 1987,
hell yeah, hell yeah,
yeah. Hell yeah, I guess. It's not good. So they started talking about X-Men and Spider-Man. Right. And we started all like dreamcasting it, right? And so my first question is, if you could take any superhero and recast it as Bruce Willis, who would it be? Somebody that's in a movie. Take out TV, because TV is like kind of clogged the arteries.
Any superhero.
Now, the reason I ask this is because when X-Men was coming out, and everybody made fun of me because they thought I was only saying this because I love Bruce Willis, but they're like, who should be Wolverine? And I was like, well, if you're going like old man Wolverine, it should be Clint Eastwood. Remember, this is 1997.
Right, no, I understand.
Clint Eastwood would have been killer. And I said, and he doesn't have the hair for it, but he's got the body type and the acting chops. Bruce Willis should be Wolverine.
Yeah, I've always thought Willis was never thick enough for a Wolverine.
Well, he's a lot thicker than Hugh Jackman.
He is a lot thicker than Hugh. Well, maybe not now, but
no, not as cut, thicker.
Yeah.
He's like a barrel-shaped dude. That's true.
All right. I'm trying to think of like who I would want. Like, I don't think any of the X-Men for me. Though having him play Professor X just as a fun lark would be great.
Hey, everybody likes a Professor X.
Right, yeah.
He's from New Jersey.
Wolverine, what do you mean you don't remember anything? What the hell? Come on.
So I know who it is. I'm just curious if you're going to get there.
Oh, man. No, I think you're like, because my immediate thought was Deadpool, but I think Ryan Reynolds is almost too perfect as Deadpool. I wouldn't change it.
No, I wouldn't change that. This is somebody where it's like, yeah, that would be better.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
He should replace Michael Chiklis as the Thing.
Okay. All right. I can get down with that.
All right. Now
probably
here's
a bad time to bring up I don't fucking care for the Fantastic Four.
I don't either. But if they actually had Bruce Willis in there, that would have knocked it up a notch.
Yeah, I still think that movie was maybe a little too. Fuck it. No, you know what? He should have been fucking Doctor Doom. He could have saved that movie. The dude that nobody likes from Nip Tuck being Doctor Doom was not a good choice.
I agree. That was the worst part. Let's
make him a bad guy at this point. You know what? Fuck it. You know, that's it. Fuck James Brolin. I want Bruce Willis as Thanos. That's it. I'm calling it right now. That's what I need. I need a little, like, when you're gonna punch Tony Stark, I don't need grizzled tough guy. I need a bit of enjoyment. You're gathering together the gems to take over the universe. Somebody should be fucking excited about that.
Oh my god. All right, I lose. That's amazing.
Yeah, like, just finding out that Nebula is Nebula McClane, like, how is that bad?
All right, now.
Oh God, man, fuck! Just for the Star-Lord back and forth, just hearing Bruce.
You're right.
So you're dating my daughter?
Oh my God.
Oh God, so many great fucking one-liners were leaving on the table with Josh Brolin's boring ass.
Oh man.
Oh God.
All right. So more importantly, though, more than recasting, who is a superhero that does not have a movie that Bruce Willis could play the hero or villain from?
Oh, man.
I'm more interested in the hero. I've got two answers for this because I figured I needed somebody from either DC or Marvel.
Yeah.
And then I branched out a little bit to find the perfect answer.
Okay, give me yours because I need to do a quick research just to make sure I'm on point with this.
All right. So as far as within DC and Marvel, somebody who hasn't been done, who's important enough, who he could, I think, do a really good job of, Hawkman from DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. It's not perfect, but I thought that could be cool because he's like tough and stoic and he could pull that off. But really, if you're going to get the perfect person for Bruce Willis to play, it is the goddamn Savage Dragon.
Okay. Interesting choice.
I don't even think that's arguable. There's no one else that could do that better.
I've got no fight there, but I think I may have come across one that could be a little better in a way and could actually save a franchise here. So I really want to have now here's the thing not a ton of people know. I'm a big Green Lantern fan. At least I was for a while.
Okay.
Remember, Blackest Night
cast, not recast.
Guy Gardner.
Oh.
Guy Gardner. Because when you look at the image of him from Green Lantern Rebirth, the image that is and I'll put this into the chat that I'm sharing with Mikey, but guys, just feel free to Google Guy Gardner, and the Wikipedia image that pops up is basically Bruce Willis in a sleeveless jacket that just screams Lantern. And I think the idea of him leading the Lantern Corps, because you could have him playing opposite a fun Kilowog. By the way, if I'm going to fantasy book, John Goodman is Kilowog. Just the voice, all CG, everything else, but just the voice of John Goodman, because he needs a good actor to break off of, and John Goodman's got a fucking range of beyond range.
Totally. No, that's inarguable.
Right. But I think you could actually save the DC movies, at least the Lantern side, by having a Lantern Corps movie and then having them show up to Earth when who the fuck? I guess Darkseid is the next big thing. Did they cover Darkseid in the most recent fucking movie? I haven't even bothered to watch. Okay.
I haven't either, but I don't think.
Okay, so assuming they haven't touched that in Justice League, when Darkseid shows up, you have a standalone Green Lantern Corps movie with Bruce Willis fucking leading the Lantern Corps, and then have him show up to go save the day and come in with his fucking army of lanterns. You let him have a leading role. You let him kind of run all over the place. If you want to know why I really think it's actually true, there's one during Blackest Night, I think, or maybe it was a different one where I remember seeing a photo of, a comic panel of basically like one of the other lanterns, I think it was Hal Jordan, standing in the Justice League Tower talking to Batman. and pressed up against the window of the tower is Guy Gardner's ass that just says in image on there, "Suck it, bats." If that's not Bruce Willis, I don't know what is.
So
just him pressing ham up against a space station.
I will say that as far as like DC Marvel, that 100% wins. But I think it's like that's so much better than Hawkman. But
God,
I think
him
for
flying
every
through space,
reason what you just said,
fucking Aerosmith.
But for everything that you just said, that's what also makes him the perfect Savage Dragon. Plus, you get grizzled alcoholic cop,
right,
with a dragon fin doing all sorts of crazy things with monsters. It's pretty much Guy Gardner as a cop drama.
That you're not wrong. I think the thing that throws me is the fin, because I think it's gonna throw me off seeing Bruce with the gigantic hairdo. Like,
I mean, but to be fair, at this point, it's gonna throw me off to see Bruce Willis with any hair at all.
No, I get that.
So that I think we cut evensies right there.
Right. No, you're not wrong. I think just for me, it's way more believable. And now all I picture, like I was saying before, I think I may have cut you off, but just the idea of Guy Gardner racing through space with his ring, blasting Aerosmiths. I don't want to miss a thing, and just as a fucking gag.
No, you lost me. I'm done.
Dude, hang on. Bruce Willis dying in space, and that little fan theory of like, so the ring went across the galaxy, and Harry Stamper from Armageddon became a Guy Gardner. The movie just picks up right from there. Harry never died. The ring saved his life.
All right, I'm 100% on board with one minor exception.
It has nothing to do with Armageddon.
Okay, no, I mean, does it have to be directed by Michael Bay?
No, God, no.
All right, we're good.
No.
All right, then let me close this whole conversation with an answer that I don't have. But you brought up something. When you brought up Demolition Man, I immediately thought of the question, what movie is better with Bruce Willis? Because if you replace Sylvester Stallone in that movie with Bruce Willis, you have an amazing movie. Like, you go from awesome to transcendent. That movie would be
I don't know.
You're wrong. Anyway.
Wow. God, no, hang on a second. I gotta chime in real quick with that. Part of the reason that movie was so great was because nobody believed Stallone was a good actor, and he felt like such a fish out of water, and he was such a good straight man because nobody expected him to be good. If Snipes had to play off of Bruce Willis, he'd have gotten lost trading quips.
No, because nobody plays with other actors better than Bruce Willis.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, come on. This is inarguable. There's no way.
I gotta. I mean,
yeah. But I'm the kind of person that thinks Rocky would be better with Bruce Willis in it. So I don't really mean that. I don't mean
wrong
that.
with that one. If I'm honest.
I actually don't mean that one. But so, what movie? If you had to pick a movie that's a non-Bruce Willis movie that's better with Bruce Willis in it, what is it?
Oh man. You gotta give me yours. I gotta get the juices flowing here. Let me think. Oh,
so
man.
For me, so one of my favorite podcasts is How Did This Get Made? Have you ever listened to that one?
Yeah.
And I just have been like rewatching a bunch of bad movies because they're really into the ones from like the 90s. And I just rewatched Time Cop. And
oh shit!
Time Cop overall as a movie, was a little bit better than I remembered.
Okay,
not a good movie by any stretch, but to have like the wise ass of Bruce Willis in that movie would have made it exceptional. Like I would like sit down every 2 years and watch that movie again if it had Bruce Willis in it instead of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay. I think I got it, and I'm gonna go with a full franchise.
Oh God, I can't wait.
Mad Max.
Holy shit! Oh my God, that's amazing. Now, because we still replace him in Fury Road with Tom Hardy, I think, but you get to get rid of the shithead that is Mel Gibson.
I would leave Tom Hardy. I think Fury Road.
That's what I'm saying. Leave Tom Hardy.
Right.
Mel Gibson.
I'm talking about like
100%.
Mad Max 2 and Beyond Thunderdome. The three that like I would whole cloth replace Mel Gibson with Bruce Willis. And aging along with it. I think he's more believable. He wouldn't need that stupid fucking mullet. He could have just shaved it right down, and we'd have been way more believable.
Yep, I think that wins because, as reprehensible as I find some of his political views, he is not Mel Gibson. So,
see, yeah, like we can argue a vote. I can't argue somebody.
I have trouble watching Lethal Weapon now. I have no problems watching Die Hard. He's just a dumbass actor, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect. That's a great way to end this.
Thanks, sir.
George Miller, get the hell on that.
Yeah,
because
hang on, I got this because I know George listens. George, by the way, I fucking loved Happy Feet. I just want to get that out of the way.
I've never seen it. I mean, it's a great movie, George. Please, I know you're listening.
Dances. It's adorable. Anyway, so let's recast and let's just reshoot it shot for shot. You get everybody in. We still bring Tina Turner back. Just, why not? If you want to update it, we can bring in Beyonce instead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, see? Right? Oh, man.
I don't know. I think Tina Turner can still pull it off, man.
Oh, I know she can still
She's only 78.
Right. No, that totally works. Because it encourages the idea that she's been around forever and been in charge.
Can you and I be Master Blaster?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll give up my.
You'll give up your. No, you go ahead.
No, I was thinking of like me and let's see, who the hell plays Tyrion Lannister?
Oh, I know here. Oh, Jesus, the guy. Oh, I'm really bad at names. That's from teaching too long. Oh, what is his name?
Peter Dinklage. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. So either that or comedian Brad Williams just on my shoulders. I think I would be super excited about, but I think the idea of completely ignoring the idea of Master being like tiny at all and just me actually putting you on the shoulders would be way funnier.
In full Baron von Sexy full garb?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, hello there, Maxi Poo. You come to fight me? I blast you with my master. Sorry.
Just Bruce Willis just looking on the other side, bunch of surgical tubes tied to his hips. Like, the fuck am I doing here? Why is there a chainsaw on the wall? What the hell's going on? Oh, man. Diane Aiello comes in. Hey, guys, 2-man enter, 1-man leave. Come on.
Wait, can he replace Tina Turner? Same outfits?
Oh, my God, can he?
Same outfits.
Yes. God, no. Now all I want is him playing the weird strung out dude in Mad Max 2 on the gyrocopter, just so that I can see the gyrocopter struggling to take him off the ground.
Hollywood, your new casting directors have arrived.
Yeah, I got this. I'll tell you right now. You may not know that you wanted to hire me, but believe me, you want to hire me. Oh, man. All right. So, Mikey, where can they find you, sir?
So you can find me on, I would say Instagram is the best place to find me. I'm Spaghetti Kiss on all social media. And I want you, if you're listening, to reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram and tell me what movies you think we missed. Yeah. I want to hear at Spaghetti Kiss. Yeah. What movie did we miss that you're like, how could you not talk about Blind Date? John Larroquette is a national treasure.
Well, hang on a second, because I want to make this clear. Blind Date aside,
is a great movie.
I would say Blind Date aside, John Larroquette is a national treasure. Yes, let's just get that out of the way right now.
That is something to celebrate.
Fucking run on West Wing. Anyway, I have to stop myself. I just Larroquette all over the place. But you can find me on Twitter at Brandon Chalmers, on Instagram at Balmer Brandon. You can find all things Super Art Fight at superartfight.com. Just type in Super Art Fight into Google or walk into the street and just ask a friend, hey, where can I find that Super Art Fight? And they'll point you to where a fine Super Art Fight can be found near you. But I digress as I wrap it up for myself and the one and only Baron von Sexiful Michael Bracco. This has been So That's Cool, the Super Art Fight podcast. Later!
Bye.